Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I seen this article that left, I think, a lot of people shocked because, in my opinion, it's silly. And hopefully it's something that does get overruled, turned, whatever the word is. But overall, you know what I'm talking about. Like, nah, it's like this situation should just get thrown out because I'm like, this has to be probably one of the most dumbest reasons to go to prison. And that's something where I'm like, I guess because I know people will probably ask, like, what would I do if I have that power to send somebody to prison for 9 years and it's over something like this? I personally believe that I wouldn't do that. It's not like that you done put, because, all right, so hold on, let me actually get into details on what's going on. So, I think it was a lunchroom lady. I don't know if it was a teacher or a lunchroom lady, but regardless, a school worker was sentenced to prison for 9 years for stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. You heard that correct. Like, this woman is in prison for 9 years over $1.5 million for chicken wings. I didn't realize that chicken wings were that important. I mean, it's something where I'm like, I guess, like, there's other options out there. Like, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, let me find this situation. I'm pretty sure if you just look up chicken wings, it's the most talked about situation right now. So it was in a cafeteria. Like, yeah, she was a lunchroom lady and things. But anyways, let's go ahead, read this. Illinois school worker, pause this real quick because I don't want it to be playing all out loud. Illinois school worker, her name I assume, gets 9 years in prison for $1.5 million chicken wing heist. It's something where I'm like, I guess if she went through, you know what? Let's just go ahead and read this article because maybe there's something that I might be missing. But if it's on some stuff where it's like, okay, this woman just likes chicken wings and she was eating these chicken wings, it wasn't like she was like stealing them and then let's just read this. All right, let's just read this. who did New York Post? They is like, what a clucking shame. In Illinois, an Illinois school worker will spend the next 9 years in prison after she stole 11,000 cases of chicken wings worth $1.5 million that were meant for students during the height of the COVID pandemic, prosecutors said. Were kids even going to school during the pandemic? I feel like a lot of times, like, you was hearing situations like, oh, kids gotta do like virtual school learnings and stuff. So I'm like, fam, was she breaking into their homes? You know what? Let's continue this. So, anyways, it starts. So yeah, the paragraph starts with her name. I'm not gonna say her name just for protective reasons. I guess if you guys want to look it up, you very well can. But anyways, said used her position as the food service director at Harvey School District 152 to carry out the unappetizing crime that was only unearthed after the district realized the school why did they say it like that? That's just weird. But anyways, realized the school system blew past its budget, prosecutors reportedly said. Such and such, 68 years old, and she's gonna be in prison for 9 years. That's crazy. Started the scheme in July 2020 and didn't stop until February 2022. The Cook County State Attorney's Office said, according to ABC7 Chicago. While she brought up the incredible amount of poultry and used a school cargo van to pick up the food, students never saw a single wing. Prosecutors said per WGN, schools were closed with the district. And this is one of the main reasons on why I believe, because I remember my high school was like this. This is one of the number one reasons I believe that kids should just eat off campus. The reason why I say that, and I know it's going to sound a little silly, fam, I remember when getting into high school, and I'm thinking along the lines, this is going to be on some Saved by the Bell type stuff. Like, we're going to be able to go off campus, eat wherever, do whatever, and just, make it back to school on time and things. I mean, and it's funny how, like, school and teachers, they always talk about, like, oh, you have to, you got to get yourself ready for the real world and stuff. And I'm like, fam, if you're so-called claiming that I gotta get myself prepared for the real world. My bosses are gonna take away my phone. Yeah, they probably might fire me if I'm on my phone a lot, but they're not gonna take away my phone, all right? They're not going to force me into a lunchroom and then send me to, and send me, well, I guess, like, not detention, but in, adult terms, they're not gonna send me to jail because I go, outside of the, working walls and decide to eat somewhere else. I even did that. I remember when I had very first had started working at my job and they were all like talking on like, oh, you're gonna have to pay for your food and all that stuff. Nobody never paid for their food. Even the manager that told me I had to pay for my food, he didn't even pay for his food. But anyways, I remember I went over to McDonald's. I went over there. I think I got me some fries. Yeah, I ate right there in the cafeteria where it was like, so, I mean, I don't know. That was just something that I did. But yeah, it's like, and my thing is this, if they would have fired me over some stuff like that, I'm like, fam, you're firing me because for one, I understand that I work for you guys, but I just started working for you guys. I don't know about your guys' food. I don't know what you got going on, but that McDonald's down the street, I know what they got going on. I'm trying to think, when was the last time I ate at McDonald's? I feel like it wasn't too long ago. But anyways, yeah, it's like, I know about them more than I know about this place. So forgive me. But anyways, getting back onto this article. So they go on to say schools were closed, but the district near Chicago were still sending out meal kits to students in remote learning during the height of the pandemic. I guess if it's like a situation where it's kids, I'm saying though, if you're sending the meals out to the kids, I imagine that you're most likely sending it to a house and things. I mean, if a kid is homeless, then yes, somebody should like look into that and things and try to like put that kid in a better environment. I don't know, but overall though, it's one of those things where I'm like, I know when I was in school, we had food at the house. So I imagine if we were in a situation where the pandemic had happened back when I was in school, I had food at the house, so I was chilling. So yeah, that's just something where I'm like, and fam, my thing is this. I know you guys are getting, because I don't know, I guess like with me, it's like if I notice that something seems off with the like food, more so like food's going missing, then I'm like, okay, then let's send out like other options and things, but I guess maybe they didn't know. So but anyway, so then they go on to say she was also, I feel like I forgot to say that. Shout out to a New York Post for the article, because that's where I'm reading this off of right now. But so anyways, so the article goes on to read out, she was originally charged with theft and operating a crime enterprise in January 2023. And then they go on to say her name, and they was like, who was food service head for 10 years at the district, took a guilty plea in the case before she received the 9-year prison sentence. WGN reported a school business manager found food costs were $300,000 over budget, even though there were still months left in the school year during a routine audit that led to the individual's arrest. I get it. Theft. You shouldn't steal, all right? It don't matter what you got going on. It's like, you should not be stealing. Yeah, I get if you want to take you a little chicken wing here and there. I feel like you're at least entitled to that and things. But because I know when I was working at my job, I'm like, fam, you guys got me. No. Let's just talk on my job real quick, because I don't know. Maybe they might try to. Dang, that would be crazy though if I were to get sent to prison for eating at that. I'm like, no. If that's the because I am going to admit to some things that I probably shouldn't admit to, but no, I'm telling you right now, if I get like a phone call or a cop come knocking on my door talking about, oh, are you Tyler Moss? You're under arrest for the criminal enterprise of stealing this amount of money at your former job. I'm like, no, I'm pulling a Nino Brown in that courtroom. I'm snitching on everybody. I'm like, the manager was eating, the other employees was eating, customers was eating for free. Everybody was in there eating. So I'm all like, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody down with me. You best believe it. I'm pulling the Nino Brown in that courtroom if they were to pull some stuff like that. But no, overall though, yes, I was at my old job eating food for free. I'm like, why? My thing is this. I come here every single day. I show up early. There were days where I was leaving late. There was at times where they didn't even want to hire a third cashier. So guess who was having to do extra work? Me. You best believe it, I am going to be entitled to a box of fries, a burger, a drink, something. But I'm not just, I understand I'm getting a paycheck, but I'm like, that's separate from what's going on out here on the work floor and stuff. On the work floor, and what tripped me out was that it was like, it was funny because I know my manager, he would like tell us like, oh yeah, you can't, like there's certain items you couldn't eat and things, and I respected that. But when it came to everything else, like I remember they tried getting on us for the cookies, and but they wanted us to throw the cookies away. I'm not throwing no good cookies away, especially if it's cookies that I eat. I'm like, fam, I'm not throwing it away. Where are some other foods they wanted us to throw away? Yeah, I was all like, fam, I'm not doing that. You know, it's like, it's one of those, and I know people will probably be all like, oh, you could give it to the homeless. They were big on that, because I was like, even I was thinking along those lines, like, fam, we're throwing away all this good food for what? I mean, that don't even make any sense. But they did bring up a good point where they was all like, if a homeless person gets sick, then that can be on us. And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Well, I'm like, that would be on you guys. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, that just means you guys is out here ordering some bad food and things. But anyways, but yeah, it's like, my thing is this, but it wasn't like I was on some stuff where I'm taking like all the food where nobody can't eat. But my thing is this though. If I take, because that was one thing that I did that every single day. I got me a bottle of water because I needed me some water. We needed H2O. I know they told us that we had to get water from the water fountain. That water don't taste the same. I'm like, and that's something where I think everybody can agree on. All water tastes different. People might want to try to debate with me. I'm like, okay, if you can drink a thing of Fiji water and then you can drink a thing of Arrowhead and you say that both them waters taste the same, then that means that your taste buds is off and you got some stuff going on. Water is different. It ain't no different than a soda. You can't tell me that Coca-Cola tastes the same exact as root beer. It's two different things. It got two different flavors going on, all right? So anyways, but yeah, just talking on myself real quick, I believe that I was entitled to a snack here and there, you know, or maybe some different types of food or drink items at my old job. I wasn't taking a whole lot. And there was one employee where she was full-blown going grocery shopping at our old job. Like, nah, that cashier, she had 2 bags. I never left that place with 2 bags. I either left with stuff that I can either eat right then and there, or it was like I could carry in a to-go box. But I wasn't gonna leave with like she had 2 grocery bags filled with stuff. I even remember when coming into work the next day, and the manager at the time, he was all like, did you stock the shelves? I was like, yeah, I stocked the shelves. I was like, I always stock the shelves. And so then that's when it was determined that I ain't gonna name who, but overall though, yeah, she know who she was, talking about she was doing it for her kid. And I'm thinking to myself, fam, I know I'm getting paid good. I know you have to be getting paid good. I know you got more responsibilities than me, but I'm like, fam, that's something where I'm like, you gotta put some money aside so you can, you know, get some food, but then you ain't putting yourself in a situation where you might potentially lose your job because you out here stealing food. So I feel like there's a difference between, you know, you just flat out just stealing, and I guess like, yeah, you know, that's what the chicken wing heist woman, what she was doing. But I personally don't believe she deserved 9 years in prison for it. Nah, man, that's some crazy stuff. You got people, that's crazy. You got people going, well, how much did that? Well, no, because there was that one girl that was, I think there was all like, she told her boyfriend or whoever at the time to kill her mom. She gets out, but then this woman goes in for taking some chicken wings. Alright, that's something where I'm all like, look, bro, I'm like, that's some wild stuff. You got people all out and like just doing some of the most craziest things in this world. You got drug dealers, you got people going around killing folks, you got people doing some of the most craziest things in this world, and you mean to tell me a woman, a 68-year-old woman at that, she's going to prison because she took some chicken wings? That's crazy. That is some insane stuff. And I'm like, nah, to whoever that school district is, that's something where I'm like, nah, I would definitely pull my kid out of that school district. I feel like if I got a kid and he goes to that school district, that's a sign right there that I'm like, something crazy is going to happen, and I don't want my kid to be involved. I don't want my kid, you know, it'd be on some stuff where he's just play fighting with his friend, and now they talking about, your son, he might be getting arrested and sent to a juvenile hall because he was play fighting with his friend or with her friend, whoever. But I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna have my kid go to no school like that. That is insane to have it where you're sending a 68-year-old woman to prison, might even have some kids, might even have some grandkids, and she has to explain that to them that she's going to prison because she took $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. I get that that's a lot of money, and I know people would probably be like, okay, well, how would I react to some stuff like that? If I'm like the leader or whoever of this school district, and then they're all like, hey, what do you want to do with this old woman? Definitely have it where she's fired. I think that will probably be the only thing that I would do in a situation like that. Fire her, have it where she can no longer work for our like school district again. I'm like, no, you could go across town, you could go any and everywhere possible, but you cannot come back to this school district. All right. And so yeah, I think if anything's like probably might have taken her to court and maybe sued her, and then have it where she just had to like make some sort of payment, or I don't know, do some. I think it shouldn't have been as bad as it like the sentencing and stuff. It shouldn't have been no 9 years, community service, probation, something. But I'm like, nah, it's one of those things where it's like I don't think that would like that's not good. I wouldn't, because and that's something where it's all like, to everybody that was behind her going to prison for 9 years, how would that make you feel? Where it's like it's like, yeah, it's something crazy, but at the same time it's also petty. Like that's just petty to send somebody to prison over a chicken wing heist. I get if it's like she's actually taking money, or and then my thing is this: were kids starving? That's something that I had to ask a question to any Chicago or a kid at that in that school district. Were you starving over over the fact that they didn't have no chicken wings? Like if it's a situation where you got kids dying at this school or whatever the situation is, like they going through it, over this chicken wings, but they got all these other different types. I guarantee and I promise you these schools most likely have other options besides some chicken wings. But my thing is this: if kids are actually being harmed due to the shortage of chicken wings, then that, it might be a reason on why she needs to go to prison. But my thing is this: if every kid from 2020 to 2022, because they said that was the time frame of when she was taking these chicken wings, if there was not one kid bothered, yeah, there probably were some kids where they was all like, dang man, what happened to the chicken wings, But I'm pretty sure it's one of those things where they all like, hey, you know what? Let's go down the street and get us something else. Let's go, or get another food option and things. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm all like, that woman didn't deserve no 9 years in prison over it and stuff. That's just my own personal opinion, and that's most likely why it done made it to the news and stuff, because that's just silly. You send a 68-year-old woman to prison over some chicken wings. That's wild. All right. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on podcast streaming service. Thank you guys, and peace.